Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom. And in this video, we're going to be looking at this film. So this is Dancing at Lughnasa. Yes, it's still in its packaging. Technically, it's a Christmas present I brought for myself, but I figured I might as well do the video. Because I know I have a really good memory. So I understand I can do this without actually rewatching this. So this is a kind of an interesting film. It came out in 1998. I believe I saw it on television when I was in Romania. So it's kind of an interesting film. It takes place in Ireland in the 1930s. So it does star Meryl Streep, if you cannot tell by the look of this. So this is rural Ireland. This is the 1930s. This is right before the wars. So again, this is the 1930s. And what's going on? You have these sisters. You have Meryl Streep's character, who's the oldest. She's a teacher. This is very Catholic Ireland. And then you have her sister, who's directly underneath her, is Maggie. The actress's name is Kathy Burke. She's the one who takes care of the house and keeps things kind of, takes care of everybody. Then you have the two sisters who come right beneath them. Agnes, and Rose. Rose is, I think the narrator describes it, she's a little slow. And Agnes takes care of her. And then you have the youngest daughter, Christina, and her love child, Michael. He's, as an adult, you have the narration by the actor Gerald McSorley. I have no idea who this is. But it's being narrated by Michael as an adult. And during the summer, their brother, Jack, who's the only boy in their family, comes home from supposedly trying to convert the natives in Africa. In reality, they kind of converted him. So he's the oldest. He's a little crazy. He comes back just a tad bit nuts. And the other thing that happens is this takes place near the end of the summer. Is young Michael's father, played by Rhys Ifans, Gary is his name, comes home. Comes to see them. So, and it kind of covers this interesting summer where they first get a radio set that doesn't always work, but the oldest sister eventually loses her job. The Catholic Church sees their brother. He's completely gone crazy and kind of, again, he did less converting in Africa and more converted. And he's very much into the nature religions now, and he's just a little crazy. He's gotten a little crazy. Not that going to the nature religions is wrong. I'm a neo-pagan myself. But he's definitely played as if he's gone off his rocker. He's very old. He's been gone for a very, very long time. I'm assuming the Catholic Church sent him back. He's not very Catholic anymore. And again, this is very conservative, rural Ireland in the 1930s. So this is very, very Catholic. But the other thing that happens is Rose is taken advantage of by one of the other townsfolk whose wife left him. And he essentially, he rapes her. Or no, I don't know whether he tries to rape her. And afterwards, her and Agnes, the end of the film, is they run away. But most of the film revolves around right before Lughnasa, which is a end of July, beginning of August pagan festival. It's the first fire festival or harvest festival of the year. So it's kind of the start of the harvest season. It's the end of summer. So, and it is very kind of interesting, just kind of the interactions of these sisters and how they're dealing with their older brother who's come back, their sister who's a little slow, and her and the other sister, Agnes, want to go away to America. because they think they'll be better off. They knit gloves for people. So they have a woman, another local woman brings them wool, and then they knit the gloves and they sell them. So they pay her for prepares the wool, they get it, they turn it into yarn, and then they make the gloves. So, and they, of course, during this time you hear the rumors that there's going to be a mill coming. So basically a weaving mill that's going to come. But the most of it is this summer and the interactions between this young Michael and his uncle and his mother and his aunts and his father, who again is not really there. And again, very Catholic Ireland. He's a Catholic Ireland. He's a love child, or to be more specific, he's a bastard. So his mother she's very flighty, as is the father. Again, they're not married. He was born out of wedlock. His uncle accepts him. It's like he belongs to all the sisters. And in a way, he very much does. So it is a very interesting kind of look at rural Ireland during the 1930s, and this kind of interesting family dynamic, and how Meryl Streep's the oldest sister is trying to keep things with the old ways. They're trying to control their family. They know their brother's kind of lost his mind. Their parents obviously long dead. She eventually loses her job at the school, partially because of there's just not enough people. Again, this is rural Ireland. There's been a lot of stuff going on. I'm doing some history videos on that. So they believe they have, at this point, they finally have independence. So, but they dealt with a lot of famines and a lot of trouble over the years. So there's not enough. So I don't know whether they closed the school or what. But eventually she loses her job, and kind of the end is interesting. She loses her job. The two middle sisters leave. They disappear, and Michael in the narration eventually finds out. I think he calls them shadows, which I believe they became prostitutes, and they were eventually found dead in London. So penniless. So they never made it to America. His aunt, Maggie, was devastated. The older sister, Meryl Streep's character, apparently becomes extremely devastated. Michael's mother goes to work for the factory and hates it. Her lover goes off to fight against Mussolini and gets injured, and he writes her sometimes. The uncle eventually dies. So that's kind of the end. And the boy's constantly talking about wanting to grow up and go away. But again, it's a very interesting film. Definitely middle school, high school age. If you're looking kind of at the family dynamics of the 1930s in rural Catholic Ireland, it's a very slow film. It's a very character-based film. So it is very, very interesting. Looking at this family dynamics, but it's definitely leaning, you're going to do middle school, high school, younger kids. There's nothing in here that's going to disturb them. I just don't think they're going to be all that interested in it, because again, it's very slow. It's very, very it relies on an interest in these characters, and again, it's done very, very well. I mean, Meryl Streep is Meryl Streep. She's very good, but it's a great ensemble cast, because she does not carry, I wouldn't say she carries the film, she's the most well-known, but it is very, very, it's very interesting, and it's very, I would consider a fun film, but it's definitely kind of a relaxing film, and you're definitely looking at characterization. So as homeschoolers, if you're looking for history point of view, this is very rural 1930s, right before the World War, Ireland. It looks a little bit at the Lughnasa Festival. It does look at the fact that they're still very Catholic, but they're still participating in these bonfires and these old traditions, which I believe is very, very common in Ireland. As much as they are very, very Catholic, they haven't quite lost their Celtic religions. They just kind of folded it in. So you see a little bit of that in this film. And then you kind of see, you get the touch in of what's going on kind of in Africa, where you have some of their beliefs brought in through this uncle who's, again, he's less converting and more converted, which is kind of interesting. So again, very, very character-based film. Very, very good. I'm going to see how long it is and what it's rated. It is rated PG, so, and it's about an hour and a half, so it's not too bad on the length. But it is very, I consider it fun, particularly if you're looking for films with sister interaction. You really have this, and kind of this family thing. It's shot very, very well. It's a very, very fun thing. I think Meryl Streep won an Oscar for this. I don't think she expected to. Let me see if it, look at the IMDb card, see if it's going to show me awards here. Sometimes I miss it. Let me see. I think she won an Oscar for this. 2 award wins, 7 nominations. Double check this. Let's see. Let's see the winner. Let's see if I can find the Irish. Huh. Interesting. I swear Meryl Streep won something for this. Yeah. She did won a Best Actor in the Irish Film Awards for this. She did not expect this, or she was a nominee. The winner was actually, let's see, it did win top 10 films in something else. So, it's an award-winning film. It's very, very good. It definitely earned it. So that's really the end of this video. If you like what you see, you should check out the rest of the channel. I do cover films like this. I cover younger kids' films. I cover books. I'm covering, I believe this is coming out in March. And I have a tendency to put Irish stuff in March, not just because St. Patrick's Day, but spring. For me, March is green. I live in Arizona. It's spring. So I cover Irish History Month here. So great film. If you like the channel, be sure to check me out. Like and subscribe. Leave a positive comment if you have one. I'm covering a bunch of Irish history. I cover books. I cover films. I cover a bunch of stuff. I'm covering a bunch of book series. I think when you're watching this, The Princess Diaries should be coming out. Should be going on. If not, I'm covering Tamora Pierce. It's one of the two. And the Guardians of Ga'Hoole are coming, as is far more May Cabot and Catherine Lasky, which is the author of the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, which is middle grade owl fiction. Yes, owls. So again, check out the rest of the channel. I'm very, very consistent. I have my films come out Friday, 8 o'clock. My books come out Mondays. I have a minimum of 2 videos every week without fail. Normally it's more. So, thank you.